Hello students, in this video I will be explaining to you the 12th chapter of standard 4th EVS. Name of the chapter is Changing Time. In this chapter you will see the changes taken place in Neelabai's life as he shifts from one place to another during the time of division of India and Pakistan. Before, India and Pakistan were on one country, they belonged to the same nation, and then afterwards India and Pakistan got separated. So some people who were Indian and who lived in the border of Pakistan, they had to come in the border of India. So Neelabai's family shifted from today's Pakistan to India with the family members. So now let us read and see what kind of changes are taking place in Neelabai's family. My name is Neelabai. This is an old story. I was a young child at that time. My father used to work as a land laborer in the fields. Now I am spending retired life. Retired means his time of service is over. So he must be above 60. His age must be more than 60 years, because up to 60 years you are able to work, and after 60 years you usually retire from the work that you are doing. I would like to share my experiences of those days with you. So the experiences that Neelabai had, he want to share with us. Let us see what kind of experience he had in his life. So the first part is highlighted as a big move. That was about 70 years ago. I remember the time when I was 10 years old. That time we lived in Tando village at Aliar, now in Pakistan. So Aliar, this place is now in Pakistan. At that time we suffered a lot. There was a lot of hustle bustle. Hustle bustle means chaos, disturbance. So during the time of division of India and Pakistan, there was lot of chaos, there was lot of disturbance. Why? Because some Pakistani people who lived in the border of India, they had to go to Pakistan, and the people of Indian people who lived in Pakistan, they have to come into the border of India. So there was a transportation from one country to another country. I could not understand what was happening. One day, father told us that we had to leave our village and move to another place. I was sad to leave my village and my house. That was where I had all my friends. We all moved with family members in bullock carts that too snatched at the border. So the bullock cart in which they were traveling, they were snatched. Snatched means taken away from them on the border, at the border. Lastly, we reached near Dholavira at Kutch. So Dholavira is a place situated in Kutch. Many people from our area also moved. People were saying that our country was being divided into two, India and Pakistan. So before, India Pakistan was one country, and now it was being divided into two, one India and the second country was Pakistan. Many people from India went to Pakistan, just like we moved to India. For some time we all stayed in a camp in big tents that were put up in a huge ground at Dholavira. Now second part is a new home. One day father told us that we had been given some land in Karcharia village, Jairamnagar. So this Karcharia village is in Jairamnagar, and there Neela Bhai's family had received a piece of land where they could build their house. He said that we could build our house there. I was very happy. Father and mother worked hard to make the house. We children also helped. Father dug the soil and we quickly filled the pans and passed on to mother. Sister and mother mixed husk in it. Husk means the dry grass. Father constructed the walls. So the house was being constructed with mud and husk. We brought cow dung from nearby houses. Mother mixed it with the mud and coated the floor. She used to say, coating floor by this mixture would keep the insects away. So using cow dung and mud to coat the floor keeps the house safe from insects. That is what Mirabai's mother used to say. Now it was the turn for the roof to be made. Father made a frame by joining the branches of neem trees and bamboos. We put old gunny bags on that and covered them with mud. Most of the houses around our house were made like ours. It was just like our old house. I liked it the most. Next part is find out and write. Talk to any one of the elderly person in your village, visit him or her, find out when he or she was 8 or 9 years old, what were his experiences, and write them. So the experiences of the people who are old now, but when they were 8 or 9 years old, what kind of experience they had, you have to mention those experiences here. So what will you ask those people? You will ask, where did she or he live? Name that place. So the answer could be that they lived in a village named, whatever village you can write over here. The next is, from what material was her or his house made? So the answer can be like this, that his house was made of thatched bamboos, wood, straw and mud, because these are the things which were commonly used in that time. The next question is, did they have a toilet in the house? If no, where was it? So you can write the answer as yes, they had a toilet in their house. And if the answer is no, that you can write that they used to go to some faraway place to use the toilet. The next question is, in which part of the house food was cooked? So the answer can be like this. Their food was cooked in the veranda. Veranda is a small gallery which was separated by a wall, because in olden days the houses were quite small, so they used to make partitions in their house. So the answer could be like this, that the food was cooked in the veranda which was separated by a wall. Next question is, a lot of mud was used when Neela Bhai's house was made. Why? So you can write like this, because a thick layer of mud protects the house from cold and heat. The next topic goes like this, changes in the house. Time passed quickly. We worked hard and settled. Mother and father wanted me to get married now. So Neela Bhai was quite old and now he had to get married. I thought that before I got married, we should repair our house and build one more room. Now since there was going to be a new member in their family, the house had to be little bigger. In those days, people in cities were using cement. They said that this made the houses stronger. We also thought that we would use cement. We used iron and cement for making the roof of the new room. In those days, unbaked bricks, which were known as bela, were also available in the market. We made the walls with them. The use of bricks was beneficial. Beneficial means useful. Now we did not need to coat the wall. So before they used to coat the wall with dung and cow dung and mud to keep the house warm or cold and protect their house from heat and cold. So now they did not have to do that because their house were made of bricks and cements. Once in a year we would whitewash the wall. Whitewash means paint the wall. We also built a small kitchen in the courtyard. The kitchen had a mud chula and place to keep the vessel. Then I got married and my wife came to our new house. To cook, she used to sit on the floor in the kitchen. We all used to sit on mats in the kitchen and eat together. It was a happy time. So nowadays we use dining table to eat, but before people used to use mats to sit and have their food. Some people used to go out to fields for toilet in those days. So those people who did not have a toilet in their house, they used to go in the field. Some of the houses had a separate place for this. We also made a small toilet with unbaked bricks behind the house. Next topic is more changes. My 7 sons and a daughter were born in that house. Time passed. The children completed their studies. 20 years ago, our daughter Zani got married and moved to Rafu village. When my son Lakha got married, we felt that we should get the house ready for the new bride. So when Neelabai got married, they had made a separate room for him and they had made the house little bigger. Now Neelabai's son Lakha was getting married, so again there was going to be a new change in the family and in the construction of the house. So let's see what was the change going to be. By then everyone was using baked bricks. We also used them for the walls, and instead of bamboo and roof tiles, we used iron, grit gravel and cement for a strong roof. In the toilet we put pipes to take away the waste. The kitchen was made bigger. Now Lakha's wife is using mud chulha rarely. Rarely means only sometimes, because she is cooking on gas stove. Seeing new thing, a new topic. My grandson, that means the son of son, is now living separately and built his new house. He has to go for shopping in the city. There the buildings are very huge. Many kind of facilities are found there. He is the son of a new generation. So Lakha's son is the son of new generation. Now before they used to live in small houses, but Lakha lives in a big house and he does shopping from the city. Many kind of facilities are found there. He is the son of new generation. He built house with the facilities like toilets, kitchen, etc., which we find difficult to build up. Few years ago, Lakha renovated. Renovated means made new, did some changes. The toilet and bathroom. He used color tiles in his bathroom. Imagine spending so much money for a place to have a bath. So it was strange to Neelabai that so much money should be spent in such a small thing to have a bath. He thought that it was like unnecessary. I am now 80 years old. In all these years, I have seen so many changes, even in my own house. I don't know where my grandchildren will want to live and how their house will be. What are the houses like in Alier Tando village today? And I also think that where would my friends be now? So these are all the questions that arise in Nilabhai's mind, because now everything has been changed a lot. Now there are few questions down below. Let us read them. Which materials have been used in making your house? So what kind of material is being used? Brick, cement, sand, concrete, wood and iron rod have been used in making my village. This shall be your answer over here. The next question is, find out the material from which your friend's house is made. Is there any difference? Write about it. So there shall rarely be any difference. So your answer shall be like this. My friend's house is also made with cement, sand, bricks and iron rods. The next question is, what kind of house do you think Nilabhai's grandchildren will live in? So your answer shall be like this. They will live in skyscrapers made with iron and cement. Skyscrapers means very tall buildings. The next question is like this. Where would you like to live when you grow up? What kind of house would you like? Your answer shall be like this. I would like to live in a metropolitan city where there are metro trains. Okay. So I would like to live in a metropolitan city. I would live in buildings made of iron and cement. This shall be your answer. The next question is, you have written about the materials that your grandparents' house was made of. So now this is about your grandparents' house. Has some of those materials been used in your house? Name them. So your answer shall be like this. No, those materials have not been used in my house except the wooden doors and windows. So wooden doors and windows are still being used because they are quite fashionable. Now people are given names according to the work they do. For example, a person who works with wood is called a carpenter. In our state of Gujarat, a person who works with wood is also known as a suthar. In your place, what do you call a person who works with wood? So we call them carpenter also, and some people also call them suthar. Now the question is, look at the picture and fill the table. So here there is a construction being made. A house is being constructed and there are some people around the house who are working. Like these people are working with cement and sand and mud all. Here one person is working with a pipe and here person is working with an electrical wire. Let's see what the questions are. What kind of work is being done by different people here? Which tools are people using in the picture? Write them in the given table. So here first one you can write that mixing cement is the work. The tool which is used is hammer and spade. What is the person called? A person who constructs the house with mixing cement and bricks and tiles, that is known as a mason. The second person which we see in this picture is a plumber, right? So what does he do? The work that he does is fitting of pipe. Then the tool that a plumber uses is pipe and cutters and pliers. And what is the person called? That person is called a plumber. So first is mixing cement done by mason and fitting of pipe done by plumber. Tools, mixing cement and mason. These two are related and the tools that they use are hammer or spade. Fitting of pipe, tools are pipe cutter and pliers. And the third, last one is electrical fitting, which you have to write here. The work is electrical fitting. What tools do they use? They use wire and screwdrivers. Then what is the person called? The person is called an electrician. So you can fill these answers in these columns which are given below. So do you know people who do these type of work? Visit them and get information about their work. Discuss with your friends. Okay, so I will be giving you some information regarding work done by different people in construction of a house or a building. With your teacher or guardian, go to places where building is being constructed and give answer to these questions. So let's see what are the questions. What is being built? For example, if we go to a construction site where a big mall is being built, so we will discuss about a mall. So your answer can be a big mall is being built there. The answer will be written over here. Next question is how many people are working there? So you can write the answer about 500 people are working there. The next question is what kind of work are they doing? Then you can write here engineers are supervising the work as the other workers are occupied in their respective jobs. That answer has to be written over here. Next question is how many men and women are there? So your answer shall be there are 400 men and 100 women. So this is just the approximate answer, okay, not the exact answer, but you can write any random answer because people visit different places and their answers also differ from one another. How much money do these people get daily? Ask one or two of them. So for example, I can write that a carpenter gets rupees 1000 per day, okay, that is one, and a mason gets nearly 700 rupees per day, so that is 2. Next question is what are the materials being used for making the building? So you can write here wood, cement, sand, iron rod, bricks, stones, etc. are being used. Next is try and guess how many trucks of bricks and bags of cement will be used for making the building. So your answer shall be like this, that about 100,000 bags of cement and 5,000 trucks of bricks are being used. That can be your approximate answer. Next question is how do the material reach the building site? By truck, hand cart and other vehicle, list them. So you can write like this, that the materials reach the building site by trucks or tempos. Next question is find out the price of following, okay. One bag of cement, how much does it cost? So approximately rupees 2 to 300. Then one brick, it costs approximately rupees 5. One brick, okay. Then one truck or tractor of sand, it cost approximately rupees 1000. Then ask a few other questions and write their answers. So you can write any question which you like over here. Now, over the 80 years, different materials were used at different times in Neelabhai's house. List these in correct order. So, as Neelabhai shifted from one house to the other house, as he changed the construction of his house, the model of his house, different materials were used. So, what were the materials? So, in the first house, here you can write that mud, bamboo, straw or ropes were used to make that kacha house in which he used to live first. Then in the next house where he shifted, there wood, nut bolts, bamboo and iron rods were used. Okay. Then in the next house where he went, there wood, cement, sand or iron rods were used. And finally when they went into a huge house, there cement, sand, iron rods and marbles were used to construct the house. So the lesson ends over here, and we saw that Neelabhai's life has seen many changes, many houses, different types of houses, and his family also changed, his house changed, the place where he lived, that was changed. So there were many differences over the course of 80 years that Neelabhai had experienced. And not just Neelabhai, many people, you can ask your grandparents or your parents, they used to live in houses which were made of mud or straw, and now they live in a house which is made of cement and bricks and rods, iron rods. So that was all this lesson was about. I hope that you all understand this lesson, and have a nice day. God bless you. Thank you.